Hello again, me Jeff Ken. I'm going to comment on the actions of Audrey Hepburn. She explains that she acted by instinct, but there's more to it than instinct. Well, I'm going to point out the first thing. Holly Golightly in Breakfast, Tiffany trashed her apartment because her friend died in a jeep crash while serving in the U.S. Army. Well, George S. Patton died in a crash too. But similarities are there because it's the Cold War era. Militarism, draft is a big thing in the United States. Well, this same scene, the same type of trashing apartment is found in The Greatest Story Ever Told. It's done in the same manner when Jesus Christ was overturning change tables at the temple, the second temple, King Herod built. There's no ark. The ark was taken away by King David, but you can see the similarities between the two things. Point of view of America during those days was a Judeo-Christian view. Now it's completely changed into a pantheistic Islamic view of the world. Barack administration, Democrat administration, softening tones against Muslims versus the Republicans. The Republican Party under George Bush was merely continuing the 10th century crusades against Islam, which is nothing new. Most Americans don't know about this stuff. We from the Commonwealth states, we know about this. England took part in the crusades. There was no America in the 10th and 11th century. Okay, everybody was under the Pope. The Arabs were making incursions into the Middle East and were taking over all the shrines, and so popes, there were 8 crusades, they all failed. The first crusade was good. One reason the crusade failed because they stopped over at Constantinople, the Eastern churches, the Orthodox, the Greek churches, and they trashed the place, much like Nanjing. Identically, exactly like Nanjing. And so we have this animosity between Roman Catholics and Greek Orthodox Christians. The smaller groups are genuine churches. I am part of those churches because I believe they confess. I really believe they confess the faith as they used to be, and they don't skimp out on historical details of the church and history. Yes, Christianity and history is just as brutal as Islam, more brutal, but they won't talk about this on Sunday. Hate laws, right? Canada has hate laws. You can't talk about this stuff on Sundays. You just have to study it and take it in. And somehow you go to church and you pray, and if it hits your heart and you can, and God will listen, and good. That's worship. Prayer from the heart. Love goes our heart, soul, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor. But loving your neighbor is the most difficult part, because what is the definition of neighbor? Hepburn says, "Hello, neighbor." She has all these interjections and words. If you translate into her native language, Dutch, which is a German accent in Dutch from 19th century, 20th century, she has a strong German accent. Anybody who can speak German, old Kaiser, First World War style German, can pick this up. Yes, it's there. She's using dialoguing styles from fascist dictators and monarchs from the First, Second World Wars era. If you pick it up, if you can go through using YouTube, all her films together, that's her style. She acted by instinct, came from aristocracy. She has a Jewish background, but not enough to be picked up by the Nazis to be, well, she was about to be picked up. She did a wheelbarrow out of the back of a pickup truck and underneath the pickup truck and said the Lord's Prayer and got away. Smart chick. Ballet dancer. Ballerinas, they're very mobile like martial artists. But yeah, there are many stories coming from this war, these 2 Second World Wars. I'm an expert on this. I took courses on this. Love this stuff. Big Second World War buff. And yeah, and another person, Solomon Perro, Jewish guy. He fooled, well, the German Nazis in being an Aryan. They classified him as an Aryan. a white Aryan, but he's Jewish, has dark features, black hair like mine, large black eyes, but confused. But yeah, everything's based on image and iconography in European culture. Face too, like in Asia, face is very important. Verbalism, yes, both are important, but has to be balanced. Asians tend to be more two-face based, too much imagery, but that's not really great. It has to be a verbal law. North America's, yes. The 10 Constitution of America, yes, is word for word based on the Bible alone. The battle cry of the Reformation, a unique German legend, the Protestant religion. It's a failure, it's a revolution trying to change in Roman Catholic Church. Hepburn portrays a nun, a strange nun in a movie called Nun Story, because women were restricted in careers in the turn of the century. That movie was probably about around 20th century, 30s during the war. Yes, it was around the 30s. Women were supposed to be in the house, pots and pans. One way to get a job is to enter into a monastery, become a nun. It probably was a Jesuit order. It was at the turn when Pope Certain was trying to reform the Roman Catholic Church into something weird. But this Protestant mess we have here. The Roman Church is not the Roman Church of the 50s, 60s, where you power up indulgences and points so you can stay less time in purgatory. I'm Eastern Orthodox Christian. I don't care about purgatory, and it goes purgatory. It's hell and various forms of punishments, and you can relieve them by prayers, but I don't know who might do it. Hermits will do this stuff, and people who know understand how to do these prayers. I don't know how. I'm still in the catechismal stage. It's a new religion, it's a new faith. Christianity itself is a large religion. Like Buddhism, like Islam, any kind of religion is a huge subject into itself. But yeah, because of the world today of terrorism, new scapegoat. The Christian world and Muslim world are in clash again. Say it again. Crusades, ridiculous action, and some of the Greeks are caught in the middle. But more commentaries on Hepburn's film and her use of distinct fascist leader dialogues. It's very punctual. She speaks very straightly and forwardly and frankly, like most Germans do. But continue on next time. Okay, see you later. I could take up this whole 10 hours going and talking about this now. The cows come home. Very sane. Here, wait for the fish to come home and the tuk-tuks to come home. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. Adios and cheerio. Oh,
that was interesting.